Here we have a SAT math question. Okay, let's go with the information. There is an equation given over here. That is a negative 8 times x square positive b negative 5 times x positive c positive 2 equals to 0. In the equation above, a, b and c are constants. If the equation is true for all real values of x, what is the value of a positive, b positive, c? Since a, b and c are constants, the x has to be a variable. So this is the quadratic equation in the variable x. Our aim is to find the value of this expression a positive, b positive, c. For that, first we have to find the values of a, b and c. Once we get the values of the three constants a, b and c, we can add them and we can get the value of this expression. Okay, first let me write the given equation as it is. That is a negative 8 times x square positive, b negative 5 times x positive, c positive 2 equals to 0. Okay, here on the right side of this equation we have 0. Now what I am going to do is I am going to write a quadratic expression which is equivalent to 0, so that I can compare the quadratic expression we have on the left side and the quadratic expression we are going to have on the right side instead of 0, and we can get the values of the constants a, b and c. Okay, now let me write the stuff on the left side as it is. It is a negative 8 times x square positive, b negative 5 times x positive, c positive 2. Now on the right side I have to write a quadratic expression in this form in terms of the variable x, which is equivalent to 0. Then it will be 0x square positive 0x positive 0. So even if I simplify this quadratic expression, it is equal to 0 because 0x square is 0, 0 times x is 0 and 0. When I add the three zeros, it is still equal to 0, but I have written this 0 in the form of a quadratic expression. Okay, now we have a quadratic expression on the left side and quadratic expression on the right side. Whenever two expressions are equal, then the coefficients of like terms also must be equal. So here the coefficient of x square on the left side is a negative 8, the coefficient of x square on the right side is 0. So the coefficient of x square on the left side and the coefficient of x square on the right side must be equal because the two quadratic expressions are equal. Then we get a negative 8 equals to 0. And the coefficient of x on the left side is b negative 5 and the coefficient of x on the right side is 0. So they must be equal. Then we can write b negative 5 equals to 0. The constant term on the left side is c positive 2 and the constant term on the right side is 0. So they must be equal. That is c positive 2 equals to 0. Now let's solve for a in this equation. For that we have to add 8 to both sides. When I do so, this negative 8 positive 8 will cancel out. I'm getting a equals to 8. Now let's solve for b in this equation. For that I have to add 5 to both sides. When I do so, this negative 5 positive 5 will cancel out. I'm getting b equals to 5. Okay, now let's solve for c in this equation. For that I have to subtract 2 from both sides. When I do so, this positive to negative will cancel. I'm getting c equals to negative 2. Okay, now I got the values of a, b and c. Our aim is to get the value of the expression a positive, b positive, c. So let me add a, b and c. Now for this a, we can plug in the value of a, that is 8, and for this b, we can plug in 5, so 8 positive 5, and for c, we have the value negative 2, we can plug in negative 2 for c. So when I add 8 and 5, I'm getting 13, 13 negative 2 equals to 11. So the value of the expression a positive, b positive, c is 11.